Today I'm going to talk about three common conjunctions in English language. Now I'm going to talk about the conjunctions. But before I'm going to talk about my topic, I'm going to divide it in four subtopics. So first I'm going to talk about conjunction, and second I'm going to talk about before, and third I'm going to talk about after, and I'm going to talk about because. Okay, what do you mean by a conjunction? We use conjunction to combine two or more sentences. So now let's see what do you mean by before? Before means earlier than the time of mention. Before is a conjunction, a preposition, and an adverb. Okay, now let's see how to use before with simple present tense. For example, I wash my face before I eat. In this sentence, there are two main actions. Wash and eat are simple present tense verbs. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about before. How to use before with simple past tense. For example, I did my homework before I went to school. In this sentence, also you can see there are two main actions and there are two verbs. The first sentence, I did my work, did is a verb. The second sentence, I went to school. In this sentence, also a verb, and these two verbs are simple past tense. Okay, now I'm going to talk about how to use before with simple future tense. For example, I will do my homework before I go to bed. In this sentence, will do is a simple future tense. But the second sentence, I go to bed. This sentence is simple present tense. Okay, now I'm going to talk about how to use before with past perfect tense.
So in this sentence, like when we use before in simple future tense, right? Before as a conjunction in simple future tense, okay? The sentence after before, in which tense do we write it? In simple present or simple future tense?
In simple present tense.
Very good.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about how to use before with past perfect tense. For example, my mother had cooked rice before I went to home. In this sentence, also there are two main actions. In the first sentence, my mother had cooked rice. In this first sentence, had cooked is past perfect tense. In the second sentence, I went to home. Went is simple past tense. Okay, when we use before, in the beginning of sentence, we use comma. For example, before I eat, I wash my face. Second example, before I went to school, I did my homework. In these two examples, you can see we use comma in the first main action. Okay, now I'm going to talk about how to use before with minute process. Minute process.
There's a question. So you explained when we use before at the beginning of a sentence, right after the following sentence, we use comma. So if we place before in the middle of the sentence, then what would happen to comma?
We doesn't use comma.
We don't use it. So can you show us some example? Or you can change the two sentences and tell me.
Before I wash my face, I eat.
Before in the middle.
I wash my face before I eat.
Do we add comma then?
No.
Good.
Okay. Now I'm going to talk about how to use before with field clauses. Field clauses contain a verb and it is able to represent a tense. For example, she was waiting in the room before he came in. Now, Now I'm going to talk about how to use before with non-meaning clauses. Non-meaning clauses contain a verb, but it doesn't represent a tense. For example, before I eat, I wash my hands. Second example, she calls me before I'm going to home. And this is the structure of non-meaning clauses. First one is conjunction plus verb ing. Second one, conjunction plus verb ing plus noun. Third example, conjunction plus verb ing plus adverb. Okay, now let's see how. Now I'm going to talk about after. After means later than, next, time or place. Now let's see how to use after with four tenses. Okay, now I'm going to talk about. I'm going to explain you how to use after with simple present tense. For example, I make the bed after I wake up. In this sentence, also there are two main sentence. And in the first sentence, I make the bed. This is simple present tense. And the second sentence, I wake up. This also simple. This word also simple present tense. Make and wake is verb. Okay. Simple past tense. I wash my hands after I took my meal. The first sentence, I wash my hands, is simple past tense. And the second sentence, I took my meal, also simple past tense. These two, washed and took, are verbs. Now let's see how to use after with simple future tense. For example, I will wash my hands after I take my meal. Will wash is simple future tense, but take is simple present tense. Okay. Now let's see how to use after with past perfect tense. For example, I wash my hands after I taken my meal. Washed is simple past tense. Had taken is simple past perfect tense. Okay. When we use after in the beginning of a sentence, we use comma. For example, after I wake up, I make the bed. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about.
How about after in the middle?
I make the bed after I wake up.
Then the comma?
We don't use comma. And now I'm going to talk about because. Okay, now I'm going to talk about how to use because. Because we use because to give a reason and answer why question. For example, I ate a lot because I was hungry. Why are you late? For a second example, why are you late? Because I missed the bus.
So what is the reason there?
Because I missed the bus.
Good.
Because comes before subject plus verb. For example, we don't use because before a noun. We use because in the beginning of the sentence. We put the comma. For example, because I was hungry, I ate a lot. This is how use three common conjunction in the English language. And I think now you know how to use these conjunction. Thank you very much.